In this video, we're taking you on a journey through the weird and wonderful towns of West Virginia, a state as rich in peculiar history as it is in rugged landscapes. From spooky legends to annual festivals that defy normality, we'll uncover the criteria that make these places tantalizingly weird. Make sure to hit subscribe before we embark on this exploration of Americana strangeness. These are the 10 weirdest towns in West Virginia that challenge our very idea of normalcy and intrigue us with their unique charm. Buckle up. Not all roads lead to the expected in the Mountain State. Number 10, Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. Tucked away in the rolling hills, Berkeley Springs dazzles with more than just spa water. It's the town's claim of spiritual healing that bubbles to the surface of debate. Is this a sanctuary of rejuvenation or merely a wellspring of wishful myths? Visitors flock to the country inn, lured by whispered tales of ghostly encounters that thread through its historic halls. This spectral lore adds a shiver of intrigue to the town's character, whether it's the chill of the supernatural or just a draft in an old building. Berkeley Springs challenges patrons with the idea of healing waters. Critics might dismiss it as pseudoscience, but for believers, these waters promise a reprieve from the ailments of the body and perhaps the soul. Number 9, Matan, West Virginia. The shadows of the mine wars still hover over Matan, where labor disputes once erupted into armed conflict. The town is steeped in the memory of the Battle of Matan, where miners fought tooth and nail for better working conditions. But does this violent past haunt the town, or does it stand as a testament to the unyielding spirit of its ancestors? Today, Matan walks a fine line between honoring its turbulent history and sensationalizing its blood-stained past. Historical markers and preserved sites invite visitors to step into the shoes of coal miners who once stood their ground against formidable foes. Yet one must wonder, does Matan reconcile with its history or revel in its former battleground status for the sake of tourism? The lure of bygone battles brings a steady stream of history buffs and curious travelers to Matan, but at what cost? Historical tourism can educate and invigorate, yet there is a delicate balance between celebrating heritage and commodifying sorrow. As Matan capitalizes on its past, it prompts us to ponder the line between preserving history and exploiting the ghosts of yesteryear. Number 8, Wheeling, West Virginia. In the shadows of Wheeling's Victorian grandeur lies a startling contrast between splendor and gloom. Time has left behind a poignant duality. Ornate mansions whisper tales of opulence, while darkened alleyways recall a time when coal smoke veiled the city. The Wheeling Suspension Bridge, once a symbol of progress, now sways with uncertainty. This engineering feat bridged more than just the Ohio River. It connected a nation, but now poses as a precarious testament to Wheeling's sturdier days, raising questions of safety and preservation. Chills run down the spine at the mention of the West Virginia Penitentiary Annex. Its foreboding walls house harrowing stories of the past, blurring the lines between historic reverence and chilling dread, casting long shadows over Wheeling's complex narrative. Number 7, Bramwell, West Virginia. Nestled in the Appalachian Mountains, Bramwell once echoed with the clinking of fine china and the rustle of silk gowns. This petite town, at one point, boasted the largest concentration of millionaires in America, each one building majestic mansions as testament to their vast coal fortunes. Yet these relics of riches now whisper tales of economic extremes, painting a checkered portrait that oscillates between historical opulence and current small-town simplicity. The collapse of the coal industry turned wealth into memory, leaving behind grandiose homes that marked both an era of success and a time of loss. Does Bramwell stand as a monument to Gilded Age opulence or a memento of fleeting grandeur? It's a conundrum that turns the town into a living museum, where every cobblestone and turret poses the question, is this the legacy of American triumph, or a parable warning against unsustainable excess? Number 6, Point Pleasant, West Virginia. The Mothman's red eyes loom large in Point Pleasant folklore, a creature said to be more than myth yet eluding proof like a shadow at dusk. Skeptics and believers clash, turning the town into a battleground for the paranormal and a beacon for the curious. Point Pleasant embraces its Mothman legend, entwining local identity with eerie tales that skeptics argue commercialize fear. Yet, the annual festival dedicated to the cryptid has become more than a town hallmark. It's an economic lifeline sparking debate on cultural integrity versus profit. The collapse of the Silver Bridge is a somber chapter in Point Pleasant's history, forever linked to the Mothman saga. This disaster serves as the heart-wrenching nexus where legend and reality collide, prompting reflection on the power of folklore to commemorate profound loss. Number 5. Moundsville, West Virginia. Whispers of the past echo through the halls of the West Virginia State Penitentiary, more fearsome in its afterlife than during its years of operation. Moundsville presents an uncanny paradox where the thrill of the paranormal draws visitors into the depths of its dark history. Ghost hunters flock to this fortress of dread, eager to commune with the spirits of former inmates. Some see it as a somber step into a hidden reality, while skeptics view the spectacle with a side eye, questioning if the obsession with these macabre tours isn't just chasing shadows for a thrill. Then there's the enigma of Moundsville's ancient Adena burial mounds, evoking awe for their prehistoric origins. As some speculate on their mystical significance, science and history strive to unravel the misunderstood stories these earthy monuments hold within their silent mounds. Number 4. Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Harpers Ferry whispers of the Civil War's restless spirits, but do these ghost stories honor the past or trivialize the harrowing realities of a war-torn nation? Some see these tales as a bridge to history, while others argue they turn solemn memories into mere spectacles for the thrill-seeking tourists. This town is more than a picturesque postcard, it's a complex symbol of American division and unity. Harpers Ferry stands at the confluence of the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers. Much like it once sat at the crossroads of a nation split by civil war, its role in John Brown's raid a poignant reminder of America's turbulent path to abolition. But Harpers Ferry's narrative is not confined to the past. The stunning beauty of its rivers is marred by environmental threats, raising questions about conservation and recreation. As rafters and fishermen enjoy the waterways, developers eye the banks, and citizens must weigh the cost of progress against the sanctity of nature's gifts. Number 3. Helvia, West Virginia. Tucked deep in the hills of West Virginia, Helvia stands as a quaint testament to Swiss heritage, raising eyebrows and challenging the palate with its rich cheese, vibrant folklore, and alpine charm. But is this hamlet a true cultural gem or a kitschy replication, a Disneyland of yodels and lederhosen far removed from its Swiss origins? The village fiercely clings to age-old traditions, from intricate dances to hearty culinary feasts, crafting an identity rich with historical pride. Yet, visitors may wonder if Helvia is merely living in the past, its cherished customs overshadowed by the march of modernity, trapping it in a time that the world has left behind. The annual Fasnacht festival lights up the sleepy town with a fiery spirit of independence and unity. Outsiders peer in with curiosity as locals don vibrant masks to chase away Old Man Winter, questioning whether this peculiar celebration is a rare, authentic eccentricity or just another quirky oddity in America's cultural mosaic. Number 2, Thurman, West Virginia. Thurman, West Virginia stands eerily frozen in time, a ghost town embodying the romantic desolation of a bygone era. A once thriving railway hub, its deserted streets and vacant storefronts whisper tales of the past to those few that walk them today. The debate rages among history buffs and locals alike. Do restoration efforts breathe new life into these husks of history? Or do they scrub away the patina of time, sanitizing stories etched into the very wood and stone? Thurman teeters on this fine line, battling between preservation of its soul and the inevitable march toward modernity. Yet Thurman's survival may hinge on its very emptiness, drawing thrill-seekers and nature lovers to the New River Gorge's expanding adventure tourism scene. Here, the town's silence is a reverberating draw, its quietness as much an attraction as the surrounding verdant cliffs and rushing waters. Number 1, Cass, West Virginia. Nestled in the Appalachian Mountains lies Cass, West Virginia, a town that time seems to have forgotten. The Cass Scenic Railroad stands as a living testament to the indomitable spirit of the lumber era, but it also raises questions about the impact of chugging steam engines on the pristine mountain environment. Caught between the desire to preserve its rich history and the need to embrace change, Cass grapples with a complex dilemma. Is the town a quaint relic that should remain untouched, or is it stifling its own growth by clinging too tightly to the past? The quiet streets of Cass, once bustling with the commerce of a thriving company town, now whisper tales of days gone by. In the silent echoes, one wonders if the town's homage to its corporate heritage is a heartfelt tribute or a strategy to entice tourists teetering on the edge of kitsch. As we venture away from the peculiar crossroads of West Virginia, we reflect on how its offbeat towns aren't just quirks on the map, but vital beats in the heart of the state. They exemplify the character of West Virginia, each with a distinct pulse that gives life to the mountain state's untamed spirit. Yet, amid their charm, they pose a provocative question about American culture. How do we truly value the odd and the unordinary? Are these quirks the richness of our national fabric, or just curious stains that we're too fascinated to clean? And now, we turn to you, fellow explorers of the quaint and the curious. What are your thoughts on West Virginia's towns that dare to be different? Have you wandered their unusual alleyways, tasted their local legends, or felt the echoes of history in their hills? Share your own stories of West Virginia's weirdness or anywhere else that's captured your imagination. Join the conversation and become part of the community that cherishes these corners of America that boldly defy convention.